When you need advice, come to Ben and Kelly. It's group therapy on 99.7 DJX.
So we got this message. My husband of 16 years and I carpool to work 2 or 3 times a week.
Mm-hmm.
Most days we have lunch together. Well, on his birthday a couple of weeks ago, we rode to work as usual, but didn't have lunch together because he was going out with friends.
Okay.
Well, after work, I waited for him to arrive to pick me up, and he didn't show up. I called twice, no answer, so I texted him. He finally texted back saying he was on autopilot, and since we didn't have lunch together, he just wasn't thinking about having to pick me up.
Sure.
So he turned around and got me 40 minutes late. I'm devastated. How do I tell him after the fact that my feelings have been crushed? Now, he's just gone about his business like it's no big deal, but I can't get over it. Am I overreacting? Do I just move on? Knowing that if I decide to carpool with him again, I need to remind him he has a wife to pick up?
Man, that is tough because I hate to say, especially when feelings are involved, it's like, I can't sit there and tell you, your feelings
aren't valid.
Aren't valid. Right. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
But at the same time, I think what he said here was this was kind of like out of the norm of what we typically do. And that's kind of why, my mind went in a different direction. And, if we stick to the routine, I'm not going to forget again. But, went on a little side trip. And so the day was just different.
Yeah, probably went on a side trip and had a little drinky and, okay, yeah, man.
But still, it's always a good idea just to kind of say, all right, you're going to lunch with your friends, but you're still going to pick me up, right? I mean, I think that's always just a good rule of thumb, just to kind of double check, make sure that you guys are on the same page about the schedule of the day or whatever.
Yeah, Patricia brings up a point on Facebook that I think maybe we're all thinking makes you wonder who you had lunch with.
Oh, now see, listen, I feel like there's always a section of the audience that just immediately jumps to, well, he must be cheating.
Right, exactly.
Who are those friends?
Light him on fire.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a little aggressive. Dan says, yes, you're overreacting. Accidents happen. Just chill out. I think that's probably.
But see, that's a dude that's saying it.
I know, but I feel like if this starts to happen more than once, then maybe, we need to have a conversation about it. But do we give him the benefit of the doubt this one time and move on about it?
All right, 502-571-9970. What's your thought? Maybe you've been in this situation. You can provide some insight. Maybe you want to give her a word of caution, like, okay, maybe there is some credence to the makes you wonder who he had.
Cheating.
Yes, exactly.
Who were those friends?
She sounds hideous. All right, you're
with friends instead, and then forgot to pick her up after work. She's still really, really mad about it. He didn't think it was a big deal. Got a lot of people chiming in on this one. Michelle on Facebook said, when there's a change in routines, it's easy to forget things. If it becomes a pattern, then that would be cause for concern. But until then, let it go. And then Jennifer says, oof, girl, I've forgotten my own children. Listen, I'm all for being petty. I am petty AF. I'm here for all of it. But this is not the mountain to die on.
Michelle.
I think that she's overreacting. I mean, I know it was just give him a pass this one time. It's his birthday.
Do you think there was anything suspect about, the
lunch?
Yeah, the lunch.
No, because maybe he went with old work friends or something. Maybe his work friends wanted to take him out to eat that day.
Yeah, I don't think this is a huge deal, like a sign of cracks in the foundation of their marriage or anything like that. I feel like if this does become a recurring problem, then we have a conversation.
Most definitely. Then he is cheating if it becomes a recurring problem.
If it becomes a problem, then he's definitely cheating. All right, Michelle, thank you.
You're welcome.
Now, Ashley, you think that husbands forget, right? You've been together with your husband for, 8 years, you said?
Well, yeah, we've been married 8 and we've been together 10. And he forgets things. He will tell me and he's just dilly-gaff and he just doesn't think about things. He'll tell me he'll be home in 30 minutes. And an hour and a half later, he'll be like, I'm just now packing up. And I know he's not cheating with me. He's with my dad or my brother. And I see their Snapchats. He's not. He's just Men are just like that.
He's doing Snapchats with your dad?
Yes. Like, it's not. I don't think her husband's cheating on her, but I think that it's important for her to say.
Check his Snapchat.
I know, right?
Check his Snapchat.
But I know,
that.
yeah. But I know, like, I think that I'm very sensitive and my husband is not. So we've gone through these, and you have to, I think she just needs to say, listen, this really did hurt my feelings, but she also needs to understand it probably did, like, screw him up. Like, men just, they're on, like, I don't know.
It's
Autopilot is what he said. He was on autopilot.
Yeah, like,
Right.
they're creatures of habit is what I'm trying to say. Like, he might be, and if maybe it did, I would forgive him this time and assume that he was not cheating at all, and just assume that it probably really did throw him off. And then if it did keep happening, but my husband does this crap all the time. I'm like, but he's not cheating on me. He's just a man.
He's just doing TikTok dances with your dad.
Yeah. And I have to, like, you have to remind them to pick the kids up. Like, it's not, I don't know. Maybe it is the first time, but maybe it's the first time that they've ever been off schedule. So
Sure.
I think that,
All right. Well, Ashley, appreciate you sharing your insight on all this.
And I kind of need to see the Snapchats now.
Yes.
I love it. Hey, thanks for listening. Appreciate it.
All right.
All right.
Thanks.
See ya. Bye-bye.
And Nicole said, my mom forgot my sister and I at daycare a couple of times because of autopilot and just being tired. Didn't make her a bad mom. Honestly, I wouldn't think much about this.
Okay.
So maybe this is all kind of like helping her get a different perspective on it. Like, okay,
Yeah.
it's just, this was one time. If it starts to reoccur as a problem, then we address it.
Man, Jacqueline, why are you bringing science into this?
Uh-oh.
Her text message like, listen, I'm going to say men have less neurotransmitters in their brains to connect the left side to the right side.
Oh, wow.
Hey, I don't know whether to be offended by that or I don't know what that means,
I think
Jacqueline.
this is your excuse, right? Is this your excuse to kind of like forget stuff?
And she said, then that's why they forget a lot and it's not their fault. Okay. All right. Well,
She said she read it in a scientific research study.
all right. Well,
But
we trust
she
you,
didn't have
Jacqueline.
it just
All right.
yet, but we'll Google it.
One more call real quick. Hey, Jennifer.
Hey, my husband and I have been together for like 20 some odd years.
Mm-hmm.
He forgets to pick me up all the time. Like, all the time.
Does that make you mad?
I mean, I get upset in the moment, but that's it because, he's he's atypical. He's on the autism scale. So when he gets focused on something else, his brain just shuts off. I mean, and
Yeah.
it does it all the time. We've even named his brain Cookie. Because, Cookie goes driving, Cookie goes somewhere else, Cookie goes somewhere else.
Oh my gosh.
I mean,
Wow.
it just happens. Happens. Get over it.
Okay. So you're like, let it go.
It was one time, one day. Get over it.
It was
we've
his
been together
birthday.
for a long time. Yeah, it's
Exactly.
whatever.
All right. Well, some perspective is what we're doing here.
Yeah. Now, Scott said, trust me, I know autopilot. I'm recently divorced, and after an 18-hour day, I accidentally went to my old house and walked in like I still lived there without thinking about it.
Oh, no.
Oh, wow.
He walks in. Hey, guy. Oh.
Oh. Oh, that's right. I
Oh,
moved.
yeah, that's right. Right. This isn't a thing anymore.
Wow.
All right. Well, if nothing else, at least take, feel good about the fact that there are plenty of people that are like, look, stuff
This
like
is
this.
fine.
Yeah. Stuff like this happens. And I think you even said off the bat, if it becomes a habit, then
Yeah.
maybe there's more of a conversation.
Right. But I think for right now, we give him the benefit of the doubt. He said, I was just on autopilot. Sorry. The day took a different turn than what it typically looks like. And I just got, yeah.
But listen, if it happens one more time, boom.
He is cheating. They sound hideous.
All right. Hopefully that helps. That's group therapy.